as it's been some time, but we will do a brief recap of what the guys have been up to. You went to a ball. How exciting! You went to a feast, more specifically. You went to the Grand Hammer Feast, which is the festival to celebrate all things dwarven. Mainly centered around the guilds within Cardunor, and a lot of networking goes on, a lot of business. That's how a lot of nobles and merchants do their business, is at those events. You guys managed to get your ticket and go. Introduce yourselves. You had a little dance. You had some drinks. Unfortunately, Zephyr still can't taste beer. However, the reason you guys came to Cardinal, among many, one being the interest in their resurgence of tinkering and smithing, was also to find or locate rumors of an elemental woman, a djinn more specifically, who was said to be in this city. After talking with a couple of people outside the city and within, you came upon the hypothesis that the Lady Casvira, an outsider who had become the ward of the king, was often very much described in a similar way to Zephyr. Blue skin, long, beautiful, radiant blue hair. That's roughly when those suspicions kind of came together, and it was looking good that you might find this woman. Upon speaking with the king, however, he informed you that Lady Casvira had died, but a week, maybe a little bit more previous.
So rude.
So rude. And so you left the feast with a little bit of a heavy heart. And we pick up a little bit later, after there an incident on the road, as your escort, known as the Runic Guard, a guard honoured and used by the royal family of Cardunor, often seen throughout the streets as more of a military and a police force, turned on you and attempted to take your lives. That is where we are going to pick up this evening, as smoke clings to the roads, the splintering wood and frantic scream of horses, the crossbow bolts hitting the wood of the carriage, the roaring and crackling flames as it caught alight. That warmth of the hammer feast is gone. It's been left to die on the roadside, much like the guards that are now strewn about the carriage. Most of them. One, a pile of ash. And one more, only one, still breathes. He is bleeding into the dirt at your feet, with a vial, bright fire contained within glass hung around his neck. Kneeling. It is your estimation he will live. For now.
Mm-hmm.
There's a crackle of thunder from beyond the mountain. The question still lingers in the air, carried with the scent of blood, iron, and smoke. Who ordered this? And that's where we're going to pick up, with Kalanthar standing over this guard, having just placed that vial of alchemist fire around his neck. What would you like to do?
I want to get dark
Nim,
with it, but I really want to just like kind of take him away from the open streets first. I'll be honest.
Sure.
Yes,
How are you
what-
going to accomplish that?
so just before that, what
Yeah.
time? What time is it in sort of the? What's the lighting like in around them, and are there other people? Are there?
I mean, well, you're inside a mountain, so naturally, the only thing that simulates daylight is the vast mirrors within within the mountain that help grow crops and does give a little bit of light and helps people's circadian rhythms adjust.
Mhm.
You would guess that the light of the mirrors has dwindled. It's almost non-existent. It's got more of a blue tone to it. So you would guess maybe it is quite late into the night, maybe 10, 11 o'clock.
Okay. And are there others around, or is it just Is it just us?
Make me a perception check.
Yeah. Okay. Well, okay.
Yes.
So I mean, at the very least, it's not anyone obvious, I'm guessing. But let's see.
Just
That's a
kids
20.
there, they're absolutely
That's a
shocked.
that's a 23.
You just said there's a kid there just...
This is a kid just traumatized
That's
after
so
seeing
funny.
Zeph just melt a guy.
Mouth wide open, just like.
What are you waiting for? I don't know, something awesome, I guess. Yes, with that roll, you do begin to hear it's a little bit faded, but a couple of shouts. You see a couple of people looking out their window down at this. The carriage is still on fire, and for you begin to feel more than hear the vibrations in the earth as you can feel boots on the ground that are quite rapidly coming your way.
Zephyr turns to Callan, quite sort of monotone in her inflection, and just says, "People are on their way."
Okay. In that case, I will. Because I'm assuming he weighs an absolute ton in the armor he's wearing. I'm assuming it's like plate of some kind.
Yeah, so he is wearing almost full plate armor. You can see there are like classic dwarven inlay to it. On his chest, right where the cloak is attached, is a wreath of thorns with a hammer through the middle of it.
Is it?
And then on his actual plate mail, there is the king's sigil.
Is the thorn insignia anything that we might recognize?
Make me a history check. And this is
That's a
more to
19.
see how observant you were during this night.
Okay, so it was 19.
There were a couple of people that had similar motifs. Hammers, very usual within dwarven culture. But the one that caught your eye the most is on his lapel when he was addressing the crowd. The seneschal of the king had a brooch, almost like in Game of Thrones with the hand, had a brooch with that adorned onto it.
While that's going on, obviously there's one kind of got destroyed, but the others that had attacked them, the dead ones,
Yes.
A cursory glance like to the bodies, do any stand out? Like, do they all kind of match in terms of like the armor they're wearing? Like, do they look like they're like together in some sort of like army, or like, yeah, do they basically like, does their armor kind of have anything that matches like each other?
Like a regiment sort of thing.
Yeah.
It does sort of change every now and then based on preference. So some of them are wearing like one pauldron versus two, or like two gauntlets. Some aren't wearing any. But they're all the same they're all done in the same way, all the same colors. It's all dwarven steel. They are the runic guard. Do you recognize them as a very well-known set of guards?
Zephyr's gonna cast a cantrip. Zephyr's gonna cast Moment to Think.
Okay.
Where Zephyr briefly stops time for everyone but herself.
Cool.
And basically, with looking at these bodies on the ground, can I use some sort of either investigation or even perception to kind of see if, because I mean, we're working, I guess, against the clock of people arriving on the scene. Zephyr wants to kind of try and see if she can see if any of them specifically look like they'd be in charge, like if one has like sort of more of like a captainy look about him, like just whoever would be the leader.
Yeah, okay. We you sort of see for the rest of you, we're going to take a third person view of this as Zephyr's completely tunnel visioned, all the sound becomes muffled, and with her eyes shut, everything stops for a minute as you watch the flames mid-arc just pause, that smoke just pausing. You have this moment to look around. Make me that investigation. Or yeah, you can. I'll let you choose. Whatever one's better for you.
I was gonna go perception, but sorry, I was gonna go. I rolled investigation, and it was a dirty 20. But I would have chosen perception because it's higher. But yeah, it's still a dirty 20.
Doesn't matter.
Yeah.
I'd say with that, there isn't anyone here that you can see that you would assume would have any form of authority over the other. There's no one with more regality to their armor or like any symbol that shows that they are more important than the other. With this time that you have, you sort of look and pensively think about the man you turned to ash. He had all of them were wearing the classical dwarven helmet where it like covers part of their forehead and then nicely crests their jawline. He had a plumage on his that you don't see that any of the rest of them are wearing.
Okay.
I'd even say like his helmet's probably where his body was, just resting there.
And there's no sort of items, because I guess if she inflicted damage to him, I like, did any of his stuff survive?
I'd say like a little bit of his armor, the helmet.
But like no items of note or anything.
Not as far as you could tell, no.
Okay. Okay. Cool. Okay, with that, pretty much done. But Zephyr will end the moment, you know, her little freeze time moment, not in the place that she started in, just to fuck with everybody else a little bit.
I love it. Love it.
Yeah.
So you filled us in on that there's people coming just before the moment. Yeah. I'll take my rapier and cut the like belts that I assume go over the shoulders holding the plate mail on, so he's a bit easier to maneuver, and then I guess we'll make our way back towards the axe and anvil as best we can, just to try and regroup.
Yeah, Nim
It's okay
kind of
with the
like
others?
helps. Yeah, Nim helps you kind of carry him, but also like does a quick kind of survey of the party to be like, how is everyone? Are they all in one piece? Like, did anyone get burnt? That kind of thing. But she's more focused on let's hide this body, but she does want to like check in visually and make sure that we don't have like someone bleeding out, basically.
Do we have enough time, do we reckon, to move the other bodies into the carriage that's currently on fire, or is it they like really close?
How like with Zephyr's, I guess the vibrations that Zephyr's picking up, like does it feel quite heavy? Does it feel?
It's hard to tell. There's definitely more than one. You might have enough time to stash the bodies, but you're not sure.
I think like if Callan would like move towards the bodies or anything, I think Zephyr would shake her head. I think Zephyr would say, I think Zephyr would kind of be like, we don't have the time, like we just need to leave.
In that case, seeing Zephyr's look, Callum's going to pull out the 4 vials of acid he currently has and pour it over the faces of all the bodies that are there, making sure that the prisoner sees this. And then we're going to make our move.
Brutal. Yeah, fine. As you just see that liquid, it's like a sickly bright green, just begin to eat the flesh, sort of tearing away. You can see parts of their jaws and their eye sockets as it's just melting into their faces. Yeah, absolutely.
Just as all that's going on, I'll reach back into his head and just go, "This is just the start."
Yeah, you can see he is sort of awake. He can see what you've done, but he is passing in and out of consciousness as this is happening.
Yeah.
Some serial killer behavior there. Just like, no one can identify the bodies.
Well, they fucked with us, so I fucked
Oh no,
with
it's
them.
true.
Anyway.
All right.
Let's start make our move, I guess.
And then, before they start making their move, Zephyr will use if I do. We'll use Clue to look at the footsteps, like the foot traffic in this area, and see like where the least amount of footsteps go, to kind of see like the least trafficked area, like in terms of pathing.
That is so clever. God, that cantrip is. It's not a cantrip. It's a spell. That spell is busted. Anyway.
Also cool. Robbie Damon used it in the new campaign, and I was just like, yeah, Clue.
I know. It's so good. I love the new campaign. Anyway, make me an intelligence check. Just a straight roll.
I don't think she's that smart. Oh no. Where are we? Intelligence. Straight roll. Oh, she's not dumb, but she's not smart either. 16.
Yeah, that's pretty good. Yeah, you pick one that only has, like, you're in a thoroughfare, so there's a lot of footprints. But you just pick one that has a couple, and just immediately begin booking it. It's in the right direction. You're just booking it that way. The others follow you, I'm assuming.
Yep.
It doesn't take you. It takes you maybe half an hour. You take a little bit more time with being cautious. There's one part where you can hear a couple of guards running your way, and you sort of drag everyone into an alleyway as they all rush past and then keep moving. Calenthar like keeping his hand over the guard's mouth, who's like muffle cries. Yeah, just and we pick up in the axe and anvil. The guard has been bound to a chair. You can see there's a small red wound seeping ever so slightly on his side. It's just heads lolled to one side, and the rest of you are sort of standing around him. Keenan has made an excuse with the staff and drawn them away with the help from the quite lovely scribe, who has a bit of a thing for Callan. And they are inventing some reason for none of the staff to come the way of the wine cellar, which is where you guys are currently, with this guard strapped to that chair.
Is he awake? Or is he?
He's
not?
sort of like the same, sort of lolling in and out of consciousness.
Mm-hmm. I think Zephyr would go over and give him a shake, be like, "Wake up." Anything?
What? What? And he's sort of like looking around and he sees his hands are tied to the chair. Looks up, sees the rest of you. Sort of looks down the vial. He is awake.
I guess Zephyr would look at Callan,
Mm-hmm.
and just tilt her head towards their prisoner.
As you wish. And then he'll wander over, just kind of like. I think as he wanders over, he'll have his hands behind his back, just kind of like walking, like he's thinking, just twiddling the rapier behind him. But in the guy's head, all he's hearing is all of the different torture methods I'm thinking about in my head. So it's like, ooh, should I let him burn? Ooh, a little flay maybe, or even better, let's drive him into madness. And then he just hears that looping as I'm walking up to him before I actually start the conversation. So,
yeah, he does keep an eye on you, but there doesn't seem to be much else. It's almost like he is waiting for you to ask a question.
So, you said you were just following orders. You're bearing a crest similar to the Seneschal. Why were you sent after us? And who gave the order? If you want to live, I'd suggest start talking. Because I'm not the only one who wants you dead in this room.
Make me intimidation.
Can it be with advantage?
No.
He's a prisoner and he's got a vial of alchemist fire around his neck. Come on.
There is a reason why not.
Okay. Oh god, that's so bad. Oh, that's a 6. Keenan, we needed you for this.
You watch as he sort of like rolls his tongue around his mouth and then like spits onto the floor, and that globule of red scarlet spit just hitting across, splashes across your boots ever so slightly.
Well, we tried this the easy way. How about the hard way? How like damaged is he at the minute? Is he like on death's door? Like if I do anything, he might just keel over, or like,
you can make a medicine check if you want.
Sure thing. It's a +2, but let's see how it goes. That is a 5. I know nothing.
He's conscious. He has that wound on his side that it's blooming a little bit, but nothing too quick. You notice it before when you were like began to carry him. It hasn't grown any more than that when he's here. So.
Okay.
Nim is going to see that he's like not really taking much, and she is going to cast thaumaturgy to change her eyes. So they're completely black, so it looks like there is no iris or anything, like everything is just completely black. And she just like walks up to him and says, My father Asmodeus is looking forward to meeting you.
Ooh.
Tell us who sent you, and maybe he will treat you better than the others.
Leave my dice. Make me a persuasion or intimidation. I'd say it's your choice.
I'm gonna go with persuasion because I have +5.
Go on him. Give him hell.
14.
You see, he sort of looks up at you. And there's almost a small chuckle. I don't believe in your pitiful excuse. Get out of my city.
And Nim's just gonna like backhand him across the face.
Oh yes. Make me an unarmed strike.
Please be good. Oh no.
That's fine.
10.
It's fine. It isn't to say that you don't hit him. It's just how well you do it, essentially.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's enough force to sort of move his head ever so slightly, and his lip is slightly cut.
Zephyr, seeing kind of all this, is just going to go enough, and then she's going to step to Callan and say that acid, the stuff that you used on the faces, do you have any more?
No acid, but there's a vial of fire around his throat right now.
I was hoping to have something slower acting.
Well, I might have more. How many guys were actually dead on the floor? Because I had four vials.
You had 4 vials, and there were 3 bodies.
Okay, so I got 1 left.
Hold on. Let me think about this. You had 4 vials. I'd say you can use 1 for each face. Zephyr turned 1 to ash. You kept a guy alive.
Yeah.
So technically you still have 2.
Okay.
Okay.
Cool.
So yeah, Zephyr will hold her hand out and say, "Could I have it?"
Sure.
Okay. What would you say? Like the vials look kind of like a test tube situation, like a small bottle. Like it's kind of like a test tube with a cork in it.
Yeah, it's a vial. So it's like
so she'll okay, yeah. So she'll take it, carefully uncork it, and we cut off this guy's armor, right?
I took off his breastplate.
Yeah, I'd say you've taken off his upper breastplate, and you don't really see. It would take a long time to take off each individual piece. So.
She tips the vial ever so slightly, and steps closer to the guy, and then just as she's kind of in front of him, she like ever so slightly will tilt it so like one small bit of acid comes out of the vial, and she does it directly where his thigh is, but like as close to his crotch as possible.
I love it.
And she says, "Tell us what we want to know, or I pour out the rest, and I won't miss next time."
Yeah, you watch as that droplet hits, begins sizzling. He takes a rapid intake of breath, just a soft hiss. And then as he goes to speak, you notice that there is a like a band of red at the bottom of his throat. It looks like small crisscrosses with lines banding it around. It's almost like a tattoo that you didn't. It wasn't there. As it sort of flares to life and begins sizzling at the base of his neck.
Is
and he
this
sort of
something
clenches his jaw back closed.
like, as it appear, like, does it look kind of? You said kind of like a tattoo, but does it kind of flare like red, more like a burn, or?
Yes.
Well,
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, absolutely.
Has Zephyr ever seen anything like this before?
Make me. Well, I'll leave it down to you. If you want to use anything that you've learnt in your time as whom you are and the new things that you're coming into, I'd let you use Arcana. If you want to think back on anything you might have learnt in the past or any research you might have done, then that'll be your history. So it's really
I mean,
sorry,
it's a
that
plus
wrong.
0 for both, so neither will serve me. So I'll just, I guess, we'll straight roll and see. So that's a 9. So yeah.
Unfortunately not.
Yeah, no.
I would say innately, being that what you're slowly coming to develop within yourself, especially recently, you know it's magical.
Yeah.
That's obvious. Like, this shit doesn't happen day to day. That's like a lot of things in this world. It's like, oh, that's magic.
Yeah.
But you don't know what it is.
Did you say it like fades back down when he stops talking?
Yes.
Okay.
Okay.
I mean, I didn't say that, but yes, that is what happened.
Or is this
I mean, is this all? I mean, is this all like very visible to everybody?
Oh yeah, yeah.
Okay,
It's almost like it's like if you burn yourself, and there's like shortly after there's like a red mark. It looked like it was burning into his flesh.
I could take a look if you'd like, Seth. I'll be able to work out what it is.
Knock yourself out.
I think it's probably some magic to stop him from talking.
I'll just slap him across the face again and just say, "Speak up, little pup." And then I'll investigate the runes as he begins to talk. So I'll go for the unarmed. I rolled a nat 20 now. Really?
Wow.
It's a 24.
You watch as Kalinthar, this whole situation, especially with the recent news that you were given, you know how much it means to Zephyr and everything that's happening, the frustration that's coming out as you backhand him. You hear like a soft crack as a tooth just flies off to one side, and he begins. There's like a soft whimper before he does begin, like, you lot certainly like doing that, but I can't tell you.
Okay. Does it flare up as he's talking at all?
No.
Fuck. In that case,
I mean, you
try
can still make your check if
but
you
we can't see it. We can't see it, can we?
Well, you've
Question.
seen it. You saw it before, and you now seeing it when he just is talking.
Okay, so it's still there. It's still.
It
there.
is still there. Yeah.
Okay.
Zephyr
Really?
is going to pull Callan to the side and very lowly go, "He can't speak without this coming up.
Mm-hmm.
Do you think it's worth trying to speak to him mentally?"
I can try that.
Do you think that would maybe that might help?
Depends how
The spell
entangled
works,
it
yeah.
is. So it could be that if it's any form of communication, then it brands him.
Mm-hmm.
Not that I know at all, because I rolled a freaking nat 1.
You do know that when he said that you guys enjoyed slapping him in the face, it wasn't burning him.
Okay. In that case, I'll do the whole fingers in the brain thing and try and say in his head,
Some
any
cats are
chance you
fighting
can talk
outside
in
my
here?
window. Sorry, continue.
And I'll just like do the whole like fingers in the brain thing again and just go, so you can't speak out loud, but how about in here? I highly doubt you want to die here, right?
I can talk. I just can't say anything that you'd want to hear.
Even in here?
Even in here.
You sure?
I'm pretty sure. And you see that he goes once again to say something, and as he does, that brand sort of flares up.
Okay.
And sort of softly.
In that case, seeing that, I'm going to try something. Probably won't work, but I'm going to touch where the burns are happening and then cast Identify.
Ooh, interesting.
Do I get anything?
I don't know. Give me a second.
I'm assuming it's a curse of some kind.
It's not an object. So
does it not count?
that spell just sort of fizzles out.
Damn it. That sucks.
Okay.
Oh, wait.
And then
I'm reading the wrong one. I'm reading the old one.
Yeah, it's still
Right,
object.
then, yeah, fine.
Yeah, it's still object in this new thing.
If you instead touch a creature through the casting, you learn which ongoing spells, if any, are currently affecting it. Oh, son of a bitch. Yeah, as you sort of feel that magic waft across it, it does begin to sizzle and burn, and you see him, like, once again grimace, clench that jaw. It's not a charm spell. This is a rune of edict. It's a brand that forces you to obedience. In the sense that you cannot speak any forbidden truth.
Okay. Knowing it's a rune of edict, could I do an arcana to maybe decipher what sort of caster would use this? Or who might have, like, the school of teaching or something like that? Just try and narrow down who it might be. Or would that not be something I'd know?
I mean, yeah, absolutely you can roll that. I don't see why not.
Cool. That's a bit better. That's an 18.
Nice. That's an excellent question. It is, I will say it is quite an advanced spell. It's not really a spell. I mean, it is a spell. Well, anyway, I'm getting into semantics. It's quite an advanced piece of magic. It would be anyone that was inclined enough to learn about it. You would guess that they would have to be of a knowledge to perform this. If we were putting it in D&D terms, it would be either a wizard or an artificer. This type of magic is runic, and it's quite ancient, and it's not really taught unless you are within a specific discipline.
Okay. I'm thinking like out of character. I'm thinking Rune Knight Fighter in my head at the minute. Right, so it's clearly someone who's got a bigger plan in mind. This isn't something that anyone would know how to cast on him. And chances are they've got a lot of resources because it's not really well known either.
I hate to say this, guys.
Mm.
Do we think Drydas would be capable of casting this?
Possibly.
I mean, you don't even need to think about it. He is more than capable.
Zephyr looks at the prisoner and she kind of, I'd still say her kind of tone is quite void of emotion, but in this moment she kind of not quite softens, but it's not as dark, I suppose, as a previous kind of communication, and she walks over and she just says, "Are you able to say who did this to you?"
No, I am not.
Okay.
If I try and
If I
break
ask-
the rune, it will kill me.
And does the rune specifically just, let's say, affect speech or thought? If I ask you a yes or no question, can you not? Or will that
That's clever. I like that.
affect the spell?
I believe it covers most forms of communication.
Let's try.
You said most. Do you know of one it doesn't cover?
I don't know anyone that's tried to break it.
Let's try having you answer a question. You attacked us. Were you sent after a specific target?
You see, he goes to speak, and once again, that band flares up.
Zephyr goes, no. Nod yes, or shake your head.
I will say, you see he goes to tilt his head, and blood just immediately begins to, like, run down one side of his neck before the wound is cauterized, and the smell of scorched flesh sort of fills the room. Wincing.
I suppose there's not much we can get out of him.
You do know that he did go to nod, so at least he answered that question.
Can I ask an above table question quickly? So the Ulrich lucidity thing with the Dreamwalker Bloodhunter that we've been using. If he passed out, could I, in theory, walk in his dream with that or not? Is that the later one?
Let me remind myself.
I think it was the later one, but I just want to double check.
I do
'cause
believe
I can do the
it
whole
is the
vessel
later
thing.
one. Yeah.
Okay. Right.
I will say this. You guys... We're playing D&D. We have a set rule. You don't always have to do everything that you're reading. You are allowed to try other things and ask me if you can do that.
Okay.
We do follow the rule of cool here.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think Zephyr would kind of look into the others and say, I'm I'm out of ideas. Anyone else got anything? Or is he useless to us?
Maybe.
You go ahead, Nim.
I'm.
Also,
Right,
also in this room, are we imagining Keenan is also there, or is Keenan fucked off somewhere?
Oh, Keenan and the scribe are completely keeping every member of staff within this tavern as busy as they can think of. You guys are in the wine. Yeah, you guys are in the wine cellar. You can hear Keenan shouting at people in the distance in the dining room.
Right.
Right.
I'm
not sure how this is going to go down with Zephyr, so I'm just going to say it the hard way. We know someone is capable of making beautiful objects that are very magical. Who is supposedly dead, but what if she wasn't? She could do this. Again, I don't necessarily think that she is, however, related to someone who's currently trying to fuck over our entire plane. So just putting that into the world. I'm so sorry, Zephyr. I really hope it's not her. But
so she's related to who?
Did we think about the vampire from ages ago?
No,
this is above table. This is
the Stormcaller.
You don't know that.
Is her brother.
You don't know that.
Oh, do I not?
Zephyr has not shared any information regarding her, the woman she's seen in her dreams /
Pretend Nim didn't say that part, but she would have said the rest of it, where she was like she has made some real powerful magic, and
oh, she's dead. As you hear like a soft voice from the chair.
Definitely.
I watched her die.
Zephyr turns and looks at him and says, "How did she die? Can you speak about that?"
Painfully.
Who killed her?
I would say even without an insight roll, you can see he is more scared of you guys. That he wants to say the truth, but he's more scared of dying as well. So he is trying to answer, and once again the brand sort of flares up, and that pain coaxes him into clenching his jaw again.
You saw her. Sorry, I feel like she would just immediately say, just be like, "You saw her die. Why were you there? Who are you to her? What is your involvement?"
My name is Arkerveld. I am a runic guard. Sometimes our duties lead us to walk among the king's palace.
Wait. If you saw her die, potentially, bear with me, Zephyr, whoever killed, and you can't tell us who killed her, then potentially,
I can tell you he's still alive.
Whoever did this to you killed her and sent you to kill Zephyr, because clearly related.
We were just told to,
Oh,
and he saw once again. We were just told to rid the city of outsiders, and like that, like you even see some small bits of smoke begin to fill the air, and he's just trying to clench his way through it.
Can I try a rule of cool thing?
Absolutely. What do you want to try?
I'm gonna try and bring Erendor on this, and I'm gonna kind of like take a run up, have the wings come out, and kind of like push into his chest and try and push him into the dream to see if I can separate his body from his actual consciousness.
Oh, Birdman.
Yeah.
That was so cool.
Make me an Arcana check.
Okay.
And I'm going to.
Female reference.
Oh, come on! It's a
Oh.
fucking 6. I'm cursed tonight. Oh. That's with a +3, so that was a 3 on the dice. I suppose I just run at him and nothing happens.
You do. You will see he has his tattoos flare up, and you sort of push the magic into him. But as you push on his chest, the magic flows up, and as it gets to the brand, you see it just like bounces back and sort of flows back into your hands. I will say that Erendor rolled higher than you did.
Yay!
As you feel like a
That's my
soft
boy.
voice pop into your head. He might die in the process, but he can say the truth. It's either that or we find some way of dispelling his enchantment.
Okay. I doubt he's going to want to die to tell us anything, but...
He
I'll give it
might
a
not
go.
have a choice, if we would like.
What do you mean by that?
I can reverse the brand.
That would be very helpful.
It will kill him in the process.
Yeah, he's not going to make it out of here alive anyway, right?
I would say that last
kind of-
bit you say it out loud.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Just
out
like by
loud,
accident.
Yeah, yeah, 100%.
Oh, he's not making it out of here alive.
If you would like,
Mhm.
if anyone wants to help him in this purpose, I need you to make me, let's say, let's roll a percentile dice, and you need to hit anything higher than 30.
$51.
Amazing. Describe to me what the others see as you and Erendor force this rune backwards. So he must tell the truth, but he is going to die quite
Is it
rapidly.
like? Is it almost like a necklace around his collarbone?
It's like a tattoo.
Around it.
It's like a choker. It's like it's a brand. So it's like a choker brand around his throat.
Okay. I think in that case, you'll kind of see Callan like stand behind him, and then you'll see like the talons of Erendor come out of his hand, and he's gonna like reach across his chest and then rip and peel back the runes around his neck. And just
Oh,
go,
that's
this is your chance to speak. Do something
Okay.
good about it.
okay. So two things are going to happen. I need Kalanthar, I need you to make a Constitution save, please.
It's happening. It's an 18.
Okay.
Why do I roll good now?
You do feel like a deep pain as you all watch as a blue line appears around Kalanthar's neck and begins to sort of bleed. His doesn't sizzle like a brand. It's almost like if someone put a garrote around his neck and began pulling ever so slightly as you watch the small dribbles of blood begin to pour. But the guard immediately just begins almost like a verbal vomit. It wasn't the king. It was the voice. He said that outsiders carry the ward's curse. He said
The ward's hurt.
he said that they are nothing but filth, and that we should return the city to dwarven culture. The ward was the biggest symbol of the outsider's reign. We had to kill her. And you just watch as just the blood begins to run out of his neck.
Is he dead yet?
He's very close. You have seconds.
Zephyr takes out, I'm pretty sure she has a dagger on her, takes out her dagger and immediately slices his throat.
Nice. Villadera.
Amazing. Yeah, just like a quick movement. It's almost like a flash of movement, and that small trickle becomes a torrent that just sprays all the way down his torso, sprays up a little bit of you as well, and he just slumps into the chair as that soft sound of dripping blood on stone. And again, the smell of like a roasted pork.
Oh no.
A smoky ale undertone.
Oh, so ash.
It's just ash. Oh, that fairy curse. So they gotta get old.
All ale is smoky to Zephyr.
So, who do we think this voice is? Any ideas?
Xanashol was talking for the king, wasn't he?
The scribe did explain that the seneschal is known as the voice of the king.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
And the seneschal was
I didn't want to assume.
And he was the one that was alone on the balcony during the Okay.
Yeah.
I see. And then yeah, so Zephyr, bloody dagger in hand, quietly puts it away. I'm imagining, she's got some sort of spray of blood, just kind of misting her cheek slightly, and she kind of wordlessly departs the room, not even like running or any kind of swift movement, just kind of just a walk, shoulders slightly sagged, very defeated in that moment, and she leaves the room, goes upstairs, and goes outside.
Okay.
Or attempts to, depending on if,
Yeah.
Wasn't you just walking like straight out the front, or are you going like up to the balcony of the bit?
No, she's leaving, like, the building.
Okay.
Yeah, as Zephyr makes her way up the stairs and out the building, you just watch as like people are running in between her and back and forth, and you're just you don't even move out of their way. They move around you as you exit the building. Outside is a little bit more of a chill in the air. It's a little bit quieter. You can still see the soft drifting remnants of smoke in the distance.
What would you say the temperature of like this inner mountain city is like?
It's pretty cold. You guys are in the north of Elendrian, and it's very snowy outside. So even though you're inside a mountain, it is quite cold. They've hollowed out a great portion. So even if you looked up because the city's built on levels, it just keeps on going. So any hot air would have risen far above the city by now.
Okay. But like also, would you say it's like a damp cold or like a quite a dry cold?
I'd say it's a little bit damp. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, Zephyr kind of would go outside. As you said, kind of ignoring anybody in her path. They do everything to get out of her way, but she does nothing to try and maneuver around them. Goes outside, closes the door behind her, and just kind of rests her back against the wall of the building, and slowly slides down until her body is on the ground, head bowed down, just staring into her lap.
Okay. What are the rest of you guys doing?
Be following shortly after, but knowing that she's going to need space is more just being nearby than anything. So I'll probably stand inside the building, but just on the other side, so I'm nearby, just in case. Just keeping an eye out to see if there's anyone else with the same insignia within the tavern itself, catching Keenan up as I walk past on what's happened, and so he can inform his little birds, if we're going to continue with some Thrones references. Yeah, I'll just kind of post up so I'm still within like earshot of the door, just in case anything does
make
happen.
me a perception check.
Oh, I'm rolling good now. 30-20.
Okay. You don't see anyone inside the tavern. But as you sort of cast an eye, you do watch as a couple of guards, very normal. You see them a lot do this. They're just on a patrol, walking past. One of them has a small brooch that's holding his cloak together with a hammer and a wreath of thorns. And they just keep on going that way.
Looks like it wasn't just isolated then. I'll just keep watch, just in case anything does happen, for anyone else like that nearby, and I'll catch the others up as they're walking past. So actually the others like circulating with it.
Nim, I think, would try and take care of the cleanup downstairs. Like seeing that Callan's gone after Zephyr, she's like, she does not need to be like surrounded right now. But then she also is like ruminating on what this guy has just said, and she's like, reign of the outsider, but like the king's from here, like this. She's basically like, none of this makes sense. And trying to like, she's trying to piece together, but she's also a bit like, this is some conspiracy theory shit, right?
Okay.
I think she would also, like, if Keenan's still around, I think Nim would ask him, like, what do we know about the king? Like, what do his family, etc., know about the King of Cardunor?
I'd say Keenan, because I don't want to use him because he's not here. I'd say Keenan's a little bit too busy, but the scribe is very capable of answering that question, and she's hovering around. She explains to you that Thresdumir is and always has been quite a gracious king. He has been reigning for about 200 years. He's quite old for a dwarf at the moment. He's about 310. His family have been reigning for a very long time. It's a constitutional monarchy, much like the UK. He has a little bit more power than our queen does. But he does have a parliamentary system where the citizens elect representatives from the different districts. But he has sort of a veto power. He can enforce his own rules should he want to. But if in the case that he ever wanted to become a tyrannical ruler, the council have the power and command of the military to stop him and essentially usurp him if they have to. It has never been done, but there are things in place should they have to. Law enforcement is the Runic Guard. There are specialized portions of the guard that take care of the royal family, and that sort of rotates dependent on experience more than anything. They don't use newbies to guard the royal family because that wouldn't make sense.
Yeah.
There is a justice system with judges and lawyers, but the king himself has always been quite a fair ruler. He's very open-minded, which is unlike a dwarf, from the best of your knowledge, especially a dwarf of Cardunor. He actively supports research and development of new smithing techniques and advancements in tinkering and technology, industrialism, in a sense. It has a lot of alliances through different cultural exchanges with neighboring regions. They have a really good tie with Northern Nivalir, which is where you guys started. He enjoys enchanted pocket watches, as far as she's aware, and is a strong believer that rich cultural heritage doesn't come from shutting your borders. He's very much in the thought that you should welcome outsiders, so goes against what the Seneschal might have ordered that guard to do.
Okay. When we were looking around, did we find out where the castle was, or well, wherever the king lives, basically?
The palace. So
Yeah,
the palace is on the third level of Cardunor. So it's at the tippity top.
Yes.
Up the Thunder Steps, which are those big steps in the market. It's a big place. There is different temples up there. There's different noble houses that are sort of on the second to third ish tier, and then right at the top is the palace for the royal family.
Okay. Nim's brain begins whirring. She has a plan, but she's not going to act on it just yet. She's just going to kind of wait to see how things shake out with Callan and Zephyr.
Okay. After a little bit of time, just looking over the axe and anvil, just to make sure there's no one else other than that one guard I saw patrolling, I'll go outside and see if I can find where Zephyr is. I don't know whether you're like right outside still, or if you've moved further down, or.
I don't know. That's up to Zephyr.
That's why I was asking.
Sorry, what
How
was?
far you in?
Sorry, what
I'm
was that?
trying to find where Zephyr is.
Oh no, she literally like would have left the building, and then like just kind of run like to the side of the building even, and just kind of found a quiet place, and that's where she kind of slumped over.
Okay.
But
Would
she
you be
didn't go.
actively trying to hide, or you just?
No.
being
It was just.
okay.
It was very much just a needed air, needed space, needed
Okay. I'll walk up relatively slowly and just go. That was a lot, wasn't it? I know you probably don't want to talk right now, but speaking from experience, it's better to talk things through, especially when emotions are running high. And we were kind of all out for blood. It's kind of how I think it went in there. How you doing?
Zephyr doesn't look up. She continues to kind of stare down into her lap, into her hands. Her hands are still stained with blood from before, and she kind of very quietly, very meekly, any kind of, I don't know, adrenaline or emotion that was fueling her earlier is started to finally die out, and she just kind of quietly just says, "It's a lot different when you watch them die up close."
Yeah. Seeing the life drain away is something you don't tend to see from a distance. And I'll kind of like, I assume you're like sitting on the floor right now.
Mm-hmm.
You'll kind of like brush your like fringe bit away, and he'll cast prestidigitation as he's doing that to clear away the blood, and just say, it doesn't tend to get easier, but when there's purpose, it makes it a little bit easier. How about we actually find the people behind this and make them pay? Because we're good at that.
Yeah. I just.
We definitely need to regroup.
She was alive last week. I missed her by a week. I spent so long looking, and I found her. And I missed her by a week. That doesn't seem fair. Doesn't seem right. There's not a lot of elves around, but they exist, you know? But
Yeah.
it was only ever me. And I wanted to find.
Your people.
Yeah. Like. I mean, there are other elementals, but they want me.
There's
They want
yeah.
they want mine. I wasn't
There's
theirs.
kin. There's kin, and then there's family. I understand. They're never gonna fill the void. They might be there, but they're not yours. They're not the ones that comfort you at night. They're not the ones that you have the memories with.
She like reaches up to touch the necklace she's wearing, and she goes, doesn't seem right. I have all these things of hers, and I never got to show her that I found them. I have them. That she left me, and even with all this distance, everything happened for a reason, and I found these things that came from her. I never got to show her and say, "Hey, look, I found these things of yours, and that's got to mean something, right? It's got to mean that we're supposed to reunite."
Suppose
I
in
never.
some twisted fate, you kind of did get to reunite. You've found her works. You started to learn more about her. It's not going to ever replace actually her being here, but at least you can get to know her a little bit better. Because craftsmen put everything into their work. You can see as he like gestures towards the crown or the tiara. You can see that she loved her work, and she quite clearly made this for you. It's not the same, but at least it's something. It's something you can remember what you have of her.
They're just things. I never. And you see, like, as the thought of what she's gonna say next like crosses her mind, her shoulders start to shake, and she just goes like, I never even got to call her, and then she goes to say the word mom, and everything just breaks within her, like the flood barriers open, and she just starts to sob, and as her body shakes, like I feel like that would kind of channel through her in a potentially magical way, of everything else kind of around her beginning to start to shake as well.
Yeah.
But
the air starts to get a bit colder, and yeah.
Just like static in the air, and yeah.
I think as she starts to break out into tears, your Callum will go down and just give you a big old hug, but you'll feel the Erendor's wings kind of reach around and just try and make you feel more secure, and just nothing I ever say will bring her back, but just know you've always got us, and we'll do everything we can to make sure you know as much as we possibly can about her. I'm sure we can find more. It's going to be hard. And there's not going to be much I can ever say that will bring her anything that if you had a chance to talk to her. But just know we're here.
You feel Zephyr, like, nod a little bit. She's still sobbing, like, gut-wrenching sobs. But slowly but surely her arms come, and sort of, I wouldn't even say hug, but kind of it's more like a grip, like a hands ball into your clothing, and she's just crying and just kind of letting loose.
Yeah. And I'll just stay there as long as Steph needs, just to let it all out. Just making sure that I'll keep an eye out as this is happening, like out the corner of my eye to see if any guards or anything come nearby, but it's just being
make
there.
Make me a perception check for me.
That's a 17.
You do notice a small movement off to one side. It's almost opposite the axe and anvil, down an alleyway slightly, as a small peak of a head sort of moves out and then back behind, like a stack of crates. Zeph, I'd say you also, because I just like the flavor of you inheriting that storm sorcery. You can feel the changes in like the air pressure rather than anything else, because you've got quite a high passive perception. You also like feel him move, and you can feel that tension that he has noticed something, and you look that way and you can see it as well. As very briefly you just see that head sort of pop out to look and then drop back.
Is it like a dwarven stature, like size?
I would say, yeah, you don't really need to roll that. It is low enough that it would make sense if they are a dwarf.
Is it quite a crowded bit in front of us, or is it quite...
No, but this is late in the night.
Okay.
Most people are in bed. The Axe and Anvil is quite popular, so like the casting light of this very opulent marble tavern is sort of radiating outwards. And there are a couple of people sort of wandering around. You see a couple walking down the thoroughfare. Once again, the patrol that you saw earlier is far off in the distance somewhere. But
Okay.
you do see it.
In that case, I'll draw my longbow, whisper into an arrow, and just have it record a message using the imbue, and just go, "I see you looking. Now is not the time. Fuck off." And then it just ping it into the bit nearby. And then
I would say you both
go
watch as
turn
this this figure sort of falls back a little bit. They're not that far away, but they are slightly hidden in the darkness. They look quite young for a dwarf. Quite slim as well, not as stout and stocky. And they sort of fall back as they're surprised by this arrow and then the message, and sort of scramble back a little bit. You see them pick themselves up, and they still sort of peeking their heads to look your way.
A part of me just wants to run over there and lose my shit, but I'm just gonna chill. Send the warning, but I'll just say to Zeph, he's still watching. Should we head inside? Or do you need a bit more time?
She's like sniffling now, and she's like, yeah, okay. And she kind of gingerly gets up, standing, uses the back of her hand to kind of, wipe the tears away and make herself look a little bit more presentable. And she looks over at the direction of our interloper, and she'll, like, are they sort of actively trying to hide and they're just bad at it? Like, what is kind
you
of...
You can make me an insight check if you want.
Yeah, I guess.
To sort of judge their body language.
That's gonna be a 9, so yeah.
I guess...
I would say, although you did fail,
yeah,
inexperience, perhaps.
Zephyr's gonna look at them, look at the door, sigh, and then she's gonna march over to where this individual is.
I will follow suit.
As you get closer, you do watch as they sort of back away further down the alleyway. There's very thin, like, high buildings, sort of ever so slightly. Now that you're closer, you do notice that their behavior is quite meek and shy. They're almost backing away as you approach. I'd say now that you're within this distance, you can see that they are young. They're female as well. So it's a young girl.
A dwarf.
Yes.
I think with seeing that she's young and the body language doesn't initially sort of give any kind of meaning to harm them, from what she's seen. What kind of clothing would you say? Like armor? Like just sort of casual dwarf clothing?
She's wearing like a...
Whatever the dwarven youths are wearing these days.
To you, it doesn't look classically dwarven. It's like a layered wool tunic and a little jerkin. Everything's quite embroidered. And then she's wearing like a mantle of dark woolen cloak. She's got a little well-worn, slightly scuffed, like trousers and boots, but they look well-to-do, and like a thin leather belt around her waist. You can see just the peeking out of where the hood is covering it, is like a braid that's sort of circling her whole head, and a small circlet just lightly on her forehead.
Zephyr, how much distance do you think is kind of between them?
Not a lot, maybe 10 foot.
Okay. So yeah, Zephyr's just gonna, like, still sniffling a little bit, eyes kind of red. She's just gonna say, I don't mean you any harm. I just want to know why you're here. Why you were just doing a really bad job hiding.
I was curious. I didn't mean to scare you. I just this very pretty well, at first she looked like my handmaiden, but then she turned out to be an elf. She said that you wanted to get into the palace, and I can get you in.
Sorry, elf?
Yeah, she was quite tall and sort of like puts her hand up, and she had like big ginger hair.
Okay.
You know that as the scribe.
Yeah. Yeah, I do. Sorry. How do you know how to get into the palace? Who are you?
You see, she like closes her mouth, like looks down. I work there.
Oh, yeah, I'd like to go into the castle.
Okay. Well, the king is having he's doing morning duties, so I could if you arrive in the morning, I can let you in, and he will be busy.
And for I guess like the first time since she found out the news about her mum, Zephyr finally kind of, the softness of like her, there's like light in her eyes, let's say, and she genuinely looks grateful, and she nods and she says, "Thank you. I would really appreciate that."
And just after that, I'll just like say it for like creep over the shoulder and just go, "Sorry about the arrow."
You see, she sort of shies away from you. I will say, if you would like, you can roll an insight check.
I don't think Zephyr would at this point, but
It's fine.
because of how she is feeling, I don't think it would be something that she'd. Yeah, she's like desperate basically for any answer. Whether
It's just
Callan
more.
would.
I was going to say something, and then I was like, if you want, you can make an insight check. But that's up to you. So even without looking too far into the details, she's very much more afraid of Kalanthar, and very much eager to talk to you.
I think Zephyr would read that, like, wouldn't read necessarily the fact that she's eager to talk to Zephyr, but she would just kind of go, he's a big softie, I promise. Just very protective. It's not been a good day for me.
And then you watch as she like looks over her shoulder. I have to go. I need to be back.
I understand.
Okay.
Thank you.
What's your name?
Zephyral, but you can call me Zephyr.
Okay. Yeah, just when you arrive tomorrow, just say that you're here on staff, and then I will put your name down.
Okay.
And I'll add how many people?
I can't count. 4? Yeah.
Okay. Bye. And then just immediately, like full 180, just disappears down the street.
Oh, I feel bad now.
Okay. As you guys return into the Axe and Anvil, you can see Nim sort of finishing washing off her hands with a small cloth and a wash basin, where it's stained red now. Nim, what did you do with the body? Is my question. If she's here. 'Cause she's
Gary?
muted.
Gary?
Oh, she's.
Sorry, the mute button was stuck and was like, no, you're not allowed to talk. We're in the wine cellar. So I think what she did was like, essentially, as much as she can kind of like throw this guard over her shoulder, like take the body out the back door, and just she like tries to almost find like a dark corner to put it, and then plans on asking Callan. Oh, actually, is the alchemist fire still tied to his neck, or
Yeah, it is.
oh, then yeah, she'll just like pop that and then run.
Okay. Yeah.
She'll just be like, alchemist fire, running away.
Yeah. So you guys walk in. Nim's cleaning off the rest of the blood that she got on her when she was carrying the guard. Just looks pretty happy with herself and doesn't seem to be concerned with any sort of corpse.
Is there just like a faint smell of pork in the
Yes. Yes, there is.
air?
Roasted pork is especially good.
I think straight away after coming in and just catching up with Nim, I'd go straight to the bar and just get a drink.
Nice.
They're the strongest thing they get, and I'll get two.
Understandable. Yeah.
And I'll put one next to me just in case Zeph wants one, and then I'll just down it in one. It's been a long night.
I think she would look at you and kind of be like, yeah, and then look at the drink and go, oh, thanks, but I think I just need to sleep.
It's fair enough. Then I'll just down the other one.
Yeah. Especially if it's beer. Zephyr's like, nope.
I know, it would have been some spirit of some kind.
Okay. Yeah, Zephyr's just gonna go straight upstairs. Not even like to try and like remove oh god, probably a destroyed dress still from this ball. Got blood on it and stuff now. And
the blood's gone.
oh, the blood's gone, right? Yeah, you remove the blood. Yeah, I mean, it's probably like soot stains and like rips and bits burnt off. But yeah, she just like in this filthy dress. She just completely slumps on the bed, and will just kind of do the thing where she just kind of lays with her eyes open and hopes that she falls asleep at some point. And by sleep, I mean elven meditation.
As you fall asleep that night, you're not gifted with another dream of that woman that you keep seeing. And you'll wake up the next morning, benefiting from your long rest.
Oh, thank God.
With a heavy weight that seems to rest on the whole party. Most of all, probably Zephyr. But you do have a way into the palace. Although it's a bit moot. Maybe you want to go see where she lived.
like all her movements like very kind of sluggish. But like yeah, the only thing kind of keeping her going, keeping her kind of moving, is the idea of having that additional kind of connection. Maybe she can't meet her mum, but she can learn as much about her as possible. Yeah, so she'll go downstairs and kind of eagerly awaits everybody else.
Okay.
You'll probably find Callan still at the bar, slightly hungover.
Amazing.
As he just didn't want to leave like the entryway to the place open. He tried to keep watch, but just took a few too many drinks. So he's probably fallen asleep at some point halfway through. Morning. How you guys keeping?
I've been better, but it's a new day.
Did you fill Nim in on our little visitor last night?
No, I went to bed, and I haven't really spoken since.
Yeah, understandable. Is Nim in the
what?
bit downstairs?
Yes, she will be. What visitor?
We had Admira, I guess, looking on a file from an alleyway. They offered us a way into the palace this morning.
Zephyr kind of like laughs when you say Admira. She goes, I don't think she was that fond of you.
No, she didn't like me. She really liked Zeph, though. But I guess I kind of did shoot her. Indirectly. So, understandable.
Yeah.
Just kind of like contemplating his actions, just like, I feel kind of bad. I'm really hungover.
Yeah, let's she wants to and she, do we know the scribe's name? Or is she just scribe?
Let me find it for you.
I'll say it was Quill. Could be wrong though.
Silvara.
Silvara, okay. Yes, I was gonna say, she says Silvara found her. And she's offering us a way into the castle, while the king is busy with other things. I don't know anything about this girl. And I know I can't meet her now, but I'd like to see where she's been all these years. Will you come with me?
Of course.
Do you even need to ask? You know we're here.
Yeah.
I suppose the thing we might have been an idea to ask last night, but I guess we could ask Silvara, is do we need to dress a certain way? Because if we're going in as hired help, I doubt we can walk in there armored and armed.
And Zephyr kind of looks at herself, like looks at her hands and just goes, yeah, and well, there's not many blue people walking around, and there's one less now. Yeah.
Maybe disguises, just to be on the safe side.
Yeah, I'm sure Silvara and Keenan should be able to help with that. Yeah, and I think Zephyr would go look for them both.
Yeah, easy to
and,
do.
Yeah, inquire about.
They're a lot better rested than the two of you.
Zephyr would ask them for a way to disguise herself. Disguise, not necessarily like disguise herself as Zephyr, but disguise herself as not an elemental.
Yeah, you watch as Silvara just moves a small hand, and you sort of look as your skin sort of turns to this. It's almost like a sun-kissed tone. It even has the details of like one part of your arm is slightly like wind rushed and a little red, and there's a couple of freckles that you've never had before. And your hair is now like a long tumbling whatever color you want, because I don't care. And then just
let's say
looks...
that she's got hair to match Silvara.
Oh, lovely.
Yeah.
And just like looks, and is like, I am good at this.
Zephyr like hasn't seen her face yet, but like is looking down at her hands, and it's just like, what? Like, this is weird. And then like runs off to try and find a mirror.
Now, remember, you only have... she's... Okay. Can you tell her she only has 4 hours max?
Sure thing.
Hello.
Yeah, there you go. I guess we'll see like Zeph just like run past and we'll just go. We might want to make a move. It doesn't last forever.
Okay, let's go.
I think as we start to move, I'll just kind of pull Silvara aside and just go, I know you arranged this, but any chance we could get some covert eyes around with us just in case anything does go down? I'm sure Keenan's got some resources tied up here, right?
Do you want quiet, or do you want strong?
I think quiet. We're going into the palace after all. We don't really want to show a sign of force yet.
I can make sure Glasswing is there.
Appreciated. Don't really know what we're walking into, but just to fill you in on what we found out, it looks like the Seneschal was the one that ordered the attack on us last night. Just so you're up to date on your intel.
I couldn't be sure, but I knew it was someone near the king. I thought it was just a rumor, but that's not ideal.
And we also learned from our little friend that they are imbued with a rune, so they cannot speak any truth about the master. We literally had to tear it off him. So if you do come across any of them and you think about interrogation, you might as well just kill them down.
I like your approach.
No need to waste your resources. As he kind of like chuckles and walks away. And catches up with the others.
Yeah, you make your way through the Oranvein Market and to the Thunder Steps, those massive set of steps. You can see that some parts of the middle are 20-foot high steps, and you realize that they're more built just for the look, that if you're standing at the bottom they just look really cool, and at the sides there are actual steps that you can walk up. Make your way up onto the second level, where you can see all across the deep cairn and the arena off in the distance. You can see on this level, in that direction, there is a tall, almost spherical, domed shaped building on the far northern, nope, that's not right, eastern side, yeah, on the far eastern side, that's got like almost a pearlescent shell color to it, and it seems to reflect the light as the morning gaze of the sunlight from the mirrors seems to catch it and sprinkle it into rainbows. Continuing up to the third tier, you are met with the name of the place, DwyrChazak, also known as the Deep Crown. This is the palace of Cardunor. It is massive doors of adamantine and brass with different dwarven runes of lineage and depictions of ancient dwarven kings. I'd say for you, Kalanthar, as you approach, you watch as they sort of open, and you don't see anyone nearby, so you would guess that maybe that there are counterweights in the stone portions of the gates that sort of move up and down, moving the hinges as if they were magic, but they don't need that. The first portion of the palace is mostly open to the public. A vast, open chamber lined with statues of every monarch since the founding, and a couple of small poking flowers that are almost luminescent. And the palace beyond. And as you guys approach the next steps, you do notice a great portion of more gilded, adorned runic guard step forwards. They all have spears or war hammers, and two of them step forwards closer to you and sort of tilt their heads.
Here for work.
Names?
And Zephyr goes to say her own name, but then like goes Zoe.
He sort of like leans to the other one. Sorry, there's no Zoe on the list.
I'll lead over and just go, any chance Callan's on there?
Sort of like leans. Harkner Hall, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, of course. And then sort of like leans to one side and motions for you to enter.
Yeah. Sorry,
are they
joined?
with you?
Yeah.
Okay. Please. As you guys have that interaction, you notice that one of the guards goes to step forward to argue with him, and then as that interaction happens, almost like holds himself back, and at his lapel is that brooch.
Yeah.
But as you all pass, you watch the guard that was talking to you, the what seems to be the captain of this exterior guard, sort of looks Nim's way and deeply bows his head as you walk on past. You would guess maybe he is also a fan.
Right. Do we actually have an idea where to meet our friend from last night? Because they just said to turn up. And we didn't ask their name. Would we have an idea of roughly where to go? Is there like a quarters like for the workers anywhere?
You
Like
can.
a hired help entrance or something like that?
What would this even be?
It's like, I imagine palaces have like a servant's entrance, don't they?
Yeah, I mean, make me a perception check.
Okay. I'm great at those. Oh, it's actually pretty good. 18.
Yeah, you're sort of like looking around, and this first portion of the palace with all the statues, there's like I said, a little bit of greenery. It's almost like a royal garden. You sort of like look off to one side, and rather than the massive doors that you're looking at, off to one side there's like a smaller building with like a nice normal door for normal people. And there's a couple of guards sort of roaming around there, but you watch as a young man, dwarven man, a young dwarf. Most people are dwarves here. A young dwarf. He's wearing very simple clothing. He's got his sleeves rolled up. He just finished like trimming some parts of the walkway are like bioluminescent moss, and he just finished like trimming that off a little bit. Sort of like wipes his hands off of a little bit of dirt, sort of rubs the rest on his trousers, which are caked in mud, and then picks up a basket and walks through that door. So you would guess he's probably a servant.
If we want to try and meet up with them, possibly that entrance over there looks like where the help's going, as Keenan would say.
Yeah.
We could try there, or do you want to have a scope around? Because they seem to be okay with us being here, for the most part. So we could have a look around at whilst we're here.
I mean, I'm quite keen to, like, what if she's waiting for us? What if...
But we've got the whole morning, right? Couldn't hurt to have a quick look.
And, like, Zephyr's, like, kind of eyeing up around them, and it's like, okay, yeah. Yeah.
Is there, like, anything in the area we are, or is it just like a corridor and then there's that door at the end?
This place is massive. So you're in amongst almost like a straight path to those next steps and the big doors. And then there's pathways off left and right. You can see someone's formed almost like a stone maze off to one side. And this servant's door leads into a smaller building that then connects to the main palace.
Okay. Is there like anything of like note around, like any statuettes that might be of interest, or is it just like a plain old big hallway with a few bits and then there's that door towards the end sort of thing?
I mean, from the best you could tell, it took you 5 minutes to walk up just this path. They're all statues of dwarven kings and queens of the past. You can see like crystal glass lanterns. There's a lot of like bioluminescent flowered big bushes and plants with massive leaves that are almost built to live underground. The royal gardens sort of landscape portion, and then the big palace. There's not much that sort of stands out to you other than you don't often see this plant and greenery.
Are they like within like walkable distance, or are they like higher up?
What, the plants?
Yeah. Are they
They're
like
all around
hanging?
you. Yeah.
Could I go up to one of them and just have
everywhere.
a little look at it, just to see if I can kind of like add it to my little herbalist book?
Yeah, absolutely.
Do you want a nature check to try and identify what it is?
If you want to try and find out what it is, sure.
It's a 15.
I would say you find 15's quite high. You sort of like look through some of them. Most of them are just built for the aesthetics, you're guessing. You see a little bit of flowers that you've seen before, some that you can't quite tell what they are, and then one sort of like glows as you poke it. But you see a tall, wispy plant that you know is something called zap thistle, and it's used for brewing potions of resistance, typically lightning resistance. That one sort of stands out to you because you are a fan of lightning. And you're like, oh, nice. And you sort of begin to draw that one down. By the way, if anyone wants more things on plants, there's a horticulturist guide that I have. So,
Ooh.
yeah. It's very cool.
I would love that.
It's on... I'll put it in the Discord.
Yeah.
Nice.
I think you said it to me before, but
Probably.
I've lost my
I've got
browser
many
page.
links that I spend a lot of my time on Reddit. Let's just say that.
Okay. In that case, yeah, I'll just make the notes down, and then I'll just say to the others, should we make our way?
Yeah.
Would you like to have a look around yourself?
No. I'm like, Zephyr's very keen to get going,
No worries.
vibrating with excitement.
I think as we're like walking over, Callum will like instinctively make his way to the back of the pack just in case he scares off the person from last night.
Yeah, so you sort of follow where you saw the servant go, and it opens into it's quite. I said it's a smaller building, but it's in proportion. It's quite a large building now that you're inside. You can see that the roof is completely made of glass. At the center of the room, there's a square reflecting pool, and there's different like drifting motes of light that are sort of floating up and down that touch it every now and then, sending ripples outwards. As you're looking into it, the reflection through the glass of the rock above almost creates this constellation, as the minerals in the sky sort of sparkle in the reflection. If anyone wants, they can make a perception check.
Zephyr would.
Okay. Is anyone to help her, or?
I'll help.
Okay. So you may roll that with advantage.
Good, because I rolled not well the first time, and even worse the second time.
Oh.
A total 7 of the best roll.
Okay.
Am I okay to like a separate one if Nim helped Zephyr?
I would say they're looking at this pool. That's not to say you can't have a look around at some other things.
Sure. It was a 15.
Okay. You sort of look at the pool. You're like, oh, that's nice. But I've seen the Dream Realm, and that's cooler.
Yeah.
And then you begin like looking around. The thing that catches your eye is the floor is tiled in here. It is like a massive greenhouse, and there's more greenery in here. But one portion of the tiling, you don't notice it at first. You sort of like look at it and notice a pattern, and it's only when you step back to take that full perspective that you see that the tile is like a deep navy blue, and then through the center, every now and then are these small diagonal and like moving lines of white tile that create like a circle that then lifts up, and you're sort of looking at it, and from where you're standing it looks like waves until you sort of like look at it in perspective of the pool and realize that it looks more like a cloud or like a movement of air. It's sort of like twisting your head.
Very impressive craftsmanship. Gives me some ideas. He kind of like jots down this little notebook.
I would say because he's seen that, you guys also notice him looking at it.
You just see him like sketching an idea of like, oh, this could make a really interesting piece. And he's like sketching around just like jewelry ideas that he's been working on. Just like,
Is there anything else
Very
you guys want to do in this large room?
Yeah, I think Zephyr's like just has one thing on the brain. He wants to beeline it.
Okay. As you guys are sort of finishing up, Callum's like finishing the sketch. There is a soft voice from the doorway on the other end. You know, she had this room made because the king doesn't have a green thumb, and she said she could help. And that's why
Zephyr
the tiling.
Zephyr looks up and over and says, "She?"
And like standing in front of you is the girl from the night before. She's not wearing the cloak. Today she's wearing like it's a little bit more elaborate. It's like a green it's quite boyish. Not wow, that's not really woke these days. It's very masculine.
Yeah.
It's like uplifted collar, tunic, sort of cropped at the shoulders. She's wearing like a white blouse underneath, and the same sort of belt that she was before. Her pants are now clean.
Does what she's wearing look like something sort of somebody working in the castle like would wear? Like, does it?
My question would be this: did Keenan come with you?
I mean, I would have, like, when I said like there was 4 of us, I would have assumed.
Cool, that's fine.
All of us went together. Yeah.
With his sort of like because as I said, I try not to play players unless I have to. But as he's going to help you with this, he sort of like leans in as you're like looking just over your shoulder, and he's like, "Yeah, that's exactly what I was thinking," and then sort of like leans back.
Yeah.
No, it is
Okay.
far too expensive.
Does she, when Zephyr addresses her to ask who she is, does she recognize Zephyr with her new skin?
Because Callan is with you, yeah, she
Yes.
knows.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, a new skin and new hair, I guess. Yeah. Yeah, she says, like, she?
Lady Casvera.
And Zephyr kind of nods and goes, you know her? Who was she to you?
Like a cool aunt.
And I think that's like the first time Zephyr's actually smiled in a while.
She was not to be cliche, but she sort of took your breath away. She just kind of floated in. She was always so happy.
And she kind of takes a deep breath in, very much like like that's something so nice to hear, but like also so difficult to hear.
Yeah,
And it's just it's like like gut punch basically. And Zephyr's just like right. And then she's sorry about the look. I figured there's probably not many people that looked like her running around, so didn't want to draw attention. Thank you for meeting us. Are you still good to show us around a little bit?
Mm-hmm.
And then based on what she said earlier, Zephyr also would have said, and you said the tile? What about the tile?
She was homesick. And you see, she pauses for a minute and has to think about what she's gonna say. The king wanted to make her feel better.
Can Zephyr go in and like take a closer look at the tile?
Yeah, as you're looking at it, like I said, it's that navy background with the white. It does look familiar to all of the inlays that you've seen in Kazavira's designs.
In terms of like just kind of the same kind of pattern, if you will, like the same sort of designs. Like it's not like it's like depicting anything. It's just kind of like a ornateness to it.
Yeah, it's just an ornate sort of air flow to the best that you can figure out.
Zephyr goes to like clutch at her the necklace again, and it's like, I see. And then she shakes her head and goes, right. Yeah, are you still good to show us around?
Of course. We have a greeting room. I can show you.
Okay. And she kind of stops and kind of awkwardly looks to see if the girl will kind of take lead of walking in the direction of the room.
Yeah. She leads all of you into the next room and then sort of like looks down a hallway as a servant crosses and then like moves again and then up a set of stairs. They sort of curl round. There's a long table of dark oak, and then there's lamps of crystal glass all along the walls. It's small by everything else you've seen, but it's quite opulent. It doesn't need to be too big. It just sort of stands near one of the chairs. Why did you want to come to the palace, if you don't mind me asking?
I didn't originally. I just wanted to meet her. And I guess I can't anymore. And she kind of like lets out this kind of almost like a nervous chuckle, but like there's like zero humor in it. It's just like a nervous tick, I guess. And yeah, she's like, and I guess if I can't know her, meet her, this is the next best thing.
That's understandable. You'll have to forgive the
Um,
secrecy. There are people in the palace who prefer I don't speak with guests. But I'm
I
very good
understand.
at not listening to them.
And several like, yeah. I've been getting the feeling that there might be some well, at the very least, anti-outsider sentiment going around. Sorry, I am so rude. I never asked your name.
It's Kazra?
Right.
I'm a handmaiden.
Were you her handmaiden?
No.
Whose handmaiden are you?
The princess.
Oh. And then Zephyr, like, kind of... Can Zephyr do an insight check on this?
Absolutely, yeah.
Okay. Come on, insight. That's an 8. So I was like, yep, sure. You're a handmaid to the princess.
I rolled a 2.
Oh, okay.
She's lying.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, no, she is lying.
And then okay, Zephyr goes, oh, okay. And then Zephyr looks at her again and goes, and she's not trying to be mean about it.
Mm-hmm.
Like, she's not saying it in a mean way. She's very much saying it in a I'm on to you way of like of you'll beg my pardon, but I and she points to Keenan. She's like, I'm not quite like my friend here who he grew up in high society and knows a lot more than I do. I've traveled and lived in markets and basically lived in a wagon for most of my life, but you're kind of dressed kind of nicer than how I'd expect a handmaiden to be dressed.
You see, she like looks down at the clothes, and there's like a soft blooming red that flushes her cheeks. Ah. Oh. Every time. And then she goes to speak, but as she does, from the other doorway at the far end of the room, opposite you guys, there's like a deep, booming voice. Thresda, not listening again, are you? Who are your guests? And in the doorway, broad-shouldered, heavy-browed, beard streaked with silver, you know the question is rhetorical. Because you know that he knows who you are. Because the crown sitting on his head as the king is sort of standing ever so slightly leaning against the doorway. This massive built dwarven man just looking at her as she's like frozen immediately and his head sort of tilts. You've been haunting my hallways again. What did I tell you about eavesdropping on council business? That I shouldn't be caught doing it? And he's like... And then looks across to you all. And then fixes on Zephyr for a minute. And there's a moment where he's confused and his eyes narrow. And then like a knowing nod. I see. You wanted to be quiet. You're getting better at that. And he sort of like walks over a little bit closer to her. And sort of leans in a little bit. And you can see he's thinking. And then looks back at Zephyr. And then looks to her again. Why don't you show them the balcony? And there's like a knowing look between the two. And he like raises his eyebrow. And you can see as Thresda sort of like softly smiles and then like nods her head quite quickly. The king looks at the rest of you. You'll have to forgive me, I have important business, and sort of looks over his shoulder, and in the doorway you can see 4 runic guard.
Mhm.
One of which has a brooch on his cloak.
Mhm.
He sort of like looks over his shoulder. I have important business to attend to. I'm sure my daughter can keep you busy. Just turns, and as he walks, sort of like clocks one of the runic guard across the brow for looking too long, and then continues. As you hear like the clang of metal, and he's like, oh, sort of stumbles a little bit, and the door shuts. And Thresda's like looking a little bit awkward, like the bloom of flush is still in her face. Well, I think that went quite well. Do you want to see the balcony?
Call you his daughter. You are the princess.
I may have lied a little bit.
Yeah, I figured.
Yeah.
And then Zeph, like, Sue looks over the balcony and goes, yeah, let's see this balcony.
Oh, and she sort of like points at the quite small one that's in this room, and she's like, oh no, I don't mean that one.
Oh.
Just come with me. And then like immediately skitters over to one part of the room where you can see this large ornate statue. She like looks over her shoulder at Callan and then like smiles knowingly and like pulls on the statue's arm, and part of the wall sort of creaks, and you hear a rustle of stone as the door sort of moves back and reveals like this small hidden passage. He's like, and then like disappears in. Do you want to follow?
Zephyr kind of looks back at the others and just goes, I guess we gotta go, and then doesn't even like wait for them to say anything, just kind of follows. It was very much like a, yep, we're doing this. Yeah. So yeah, Zephyr definitely follows.
Yeah, the corridors beyond sort of greet you very narrowly. The air in here is quite cool, and you can like feel this soft breeze moving past, so you know there's another entrance at the other end. You can hear off in the distance like the sound of armor and boots on the ground as they like move past a room that you're probably on the other side of the wall. And you watch as Thresda sort of like picks a small lamp. She's like, this way, and like leads you up a set of stairs.
Mm-hmm.
The stone in here, you can see veins of quartz sort of run through this grey stone. And as she's moving, she's like, most of the palace, they go about their day, and not many people know about these. So, actually, Casavira found them first. She is looking in the library, and like all the while she is leading you up and through. she kept her chambers even after, and then sort of like moves into this wide room.
Mm-hmm.
The walls inside are like a soft, almost azure and like a light peach color of pure crystal. It's veined with pieces of silver that catch any glimmer of light inside. And at the far end, there's a large balcony that's almost 15 foot across of carved stone, and its balustrade curves outwards towards the endless cavern beyond. And as she sort of like gestures you guys to follow her, you can see as she like brings you towards her, the balcony is almost this semicircle, almost like a half moon. Easily a great portion of the room, and at the sides, like these silken curtains are sort of softly moving in the breeze. Beyond, the city of Cardunor spreads out like a constellation upside down, with all the forges and the rune fires and rivers of light between the tiers and the sound of hammers and distic and rhythmic carried up on the rising heat. And it's like a living thing. You can see the heart of the mountain beyond. The rest of the room is opulent, more in the feeling that it gives you, the ambience. It's quite simple otherwise. There's a canopied bed on one side with pale brass and soft drifting white silk. There's a low writing table with stacks of parchment bound in blue ribbon. You can see what appears to be like a velvet mannequin head that's sat on part of the table. There's a crystal bowl on the floor and like a large cushion. Quite an ornate chair. And through all of this, as you're like looking at it all, there is almost like a deja vu. It's not the same, but it's similar in whoever decorated this room had a very similar style to what you'd seen in your vision, Zephyr.
Mm-hmm.
The mannequin head looks like it would rest some form of jewelry. There's like a velvet small box on the desk. There's a feather quill. There's a couple of small steel implements and tools, like a pair of very ornate looking pliers. And Thresda's just doesn't say anything, just like gestures for you all to have a look, and then it's just looking at you guys. She just wants to look at your reactions.
And I think she's like in shock, like eyes kind of wide, taking this all in. She like would go to approach sort of the, I guess like the sort of more workbenchy area of kind of where the tools are, and kind of almost go out to reach them, and then kind of just as she's about to touch, just like pull her hand back, almost as if like she'd been burnt, and then like instead her hand goes up to the necklace and then the tiara, and she's just like, this is where she, and she doesn't finish the sentence, she just kind of lets it hang.
Yes, this is where she lived.
And Zephyr looks at the Thresler?
Thresda, yeah. Because her father's
yeah.
Thresdumir. So.
Yes. And yeah, she looks at Thresler and she says, how old are you?
15. In
And
Dwarven years.
does Zephyr know what that means?
Yeah, the maturity of dwarves takes a little bit longer, much like elves.
Uh-huh.
So in human years, she'd probably be closer to 60.
Okay. And then Zephyr goes, and how long did you know her?
My whole life. At first, she used to come visit, and then she said she had to stay.
Right. And everyone they said she was a ward of the king of, I mean, your father. Why was that? Why did he take her in?
Because she asked.
I mean,
Father's a little soft that way.
and Zeph kind of nods and goes, right, but I suppose I don't know anything about her. All I know is that I've been searching for someone my whole life, or at least dreaming about finding someone like her my whole life. But I don't know her. I only found out her name recently. I guess what I mean to ask is, why would your father, and then she kind of like side, like kind of it gets a bit quieter and kind of side adds like the dwarven king, take her in. I mean, even if he has a soft side to him, I can't imagine a king would just take in anybody.
Well, Venra used to come here all the time. She said that dwarven craftsmanship was almost as good as hers. She was like that.
So what did you call her?
Venra.
Vinra.
Yeah.
And Zephyr, like, you see her like confused.
So Vaenyra.
Well, she's confused because they've only heard her be referred to as Lady
Kasvira.
Casvira. Yeah.
Yeah, so you would assume that maybe Kasvira is her last name.
Ah. Vinra. So what was her name?
Venra
sorry.
Kasvira. So Vaenyra.
Vae. Venra. I see, Casvira. And like Zephyr kind of like says it like to herself, and then goes, okay, so she came here a lot then.
Yeah, she well, the first time my father met her, she was trying to run away from someone. They talk about it all the time, but he didn't really talk more about who it was. I just know that she arrived. I don't know if it's a story that she used to tell because it was something that she wanted to make cooler for me, but or like more magical, but she said she arrived on the back of a dragon. And that someone, a great warrior, had fled with her to protect her.
And with knowing what they know and who they've met on the way, Zephyr kind of nods, and it's like, that's a nice story. And so yeah, I guess she escaped somewhere and came here and at some point never left.
Well, she did leave a few times. But this was 30 years ago, I think.
Right.
I remember Father was really mad because he was scared that she was going to be attacked. But he said that the man chasing her was gone and we didn't need to worry as much anymore. But Venra used to say that he wasn't gone and that he could always come back and that she needed to be safe. But then I think she got a little bit tired of living beneath a mountain. You can't quite feel the wind. So.
And Zephyr nods, and I don't know if she like noticed it, like if it was a thought that had entered her mind of like, oh yeah, the wind is missing from this place, but something has felt different to her since they've been in the mountain, and hearing that's when she realizes that's what's been making her feel
also absolutely
not as comfortable. Yeah,
I would say because everything's moved so fast, it's like this moment of reflection that you notice there is breeze, like the mountain's not completely sealed, otherwise everyone would die. But it's like stifled. It feels like a weight. It's
stale. It's not.
Yeah, it's like pressing
it's not
down.
Yeah.
So, yeah, absolutely. I love that. That's so cool.
Because I can see what she means, and she kind of like looks at the the tools and things, and then kind of looks back at her and at Thrista and says like, "May I?"
Of course. It's funny, you almost look like her. Although she didn't wear like, and she sort of points at the quite modest garb that you're wearing.
Zephyr says, "You're not the first person to have told me that recently." And then she says, "Your father said the same thing."
Oh, yeah.
What did she wear?
A lot of the time, just really beautiful dresses. But when she left, she was wearing, she said that she had it made for her. It was almost this, I don't want to, it's a little rude.
A little rude?
It fit her quite well. It was like
okay.
a corset of metal. And it had like these, it's hard to describe if I'm honest. It had like these bands at her arms that would connect like this blue silk to her gauntlets, and when she moved they would almost move like a breeze. It was really cool.
That does sound really cool. And I think
she said
she would
had to wear pants to ride the dragon, but I think she was lying because dragons haven't been here for thousands of years.
Zephyr just kind of like laughs, like, yeah, that'd be silly. But like when she's like describing this outfit, like I don't think Zephyr's the kind of person to like carry a notebook or anything, but like I think she'd look to like Callan or Keenan even.
You like look over your shoulder and Keenan's like ever so slightly just leaning. There's like a chaise lounge and he's sort of like leaning back on it, and you can see he's just delicately, almost as quietly as possible, just sketching. It was just like
amazing. Yeah, Zephyr's definitely not the type to like write things down, but yeah, she's like looking like boys.
and then where it like connected to her pants, there was more blue silk. That way, when she walked, she said it had purpose. Like it would float. It was very cool.
Right. That sounds kind of cool. Was she nice?
She was a little rude, and sometimes she would drink too much wine and say that my father looked like an angry bear. But yes, she was very nice.
And then
I don't want you to get the wrong idea. Her and my dad weren't, you know.
No. I didn't
in love or
no.
Having sex.
I didn't think that.
But when my mum passed, she was of great comfort to him.
Yeah. No, I didn't think that at all. And then she's like been choosing her words kind of carefully, like the moment of before when she said she's been searching for someone for like so long. That's like the closest she's kind of gotten to admitting that she means something. Like obviously, the questions she's choosing, just the fact that she's emotional about this whole thing is very telling, but she doesn't want to say like my mom. she's just kind of like yep, and then she goes, sorry, I feel like I'm asking you so many questions. This is crazy. Did she, and she looks so like kind of like a child that's like about to ask something like really embarrassing, and she just kind of goes, did she ever talk about like family or anything?
We did. Well, I tried to talk to her about it sometimes. She always she used to stop talking whenever it was brought up. But she had this necklace. It was like it was the only thing that was very different because she used to wear a lot of blue.
Right.
But she had this like this necklace that had like a ruby in the center, and whenever I brought it up, I knew that I should probably leave the room. So sometimes I would leave the door open so I could look, and then she would sit and look out and sort of touch the necklace. So I think she was thinking about, like, maybe she had a boyfriend, or
You
like
said
he
she
died
used
or
to?
something. Yeah.
Like you mean, before she died, or like she didn't have it at some point, or?
Well, she just stopped wearing it, I think. I think maybe it was
Oh.
too much for her.
Right, yeah. I get that. And she kind of like, I'd say she looks a little, not guilty, but kind of like, she's like, oh, yeah, she just stopped wearing it or something.
Yeah.
Silly. Yeah.
I will say, at this moment, Callan, as you're standing in the room, you feel this, like, gentle pull in your chest to one side, ever so slightly. It's like almost like an instinctive, yes, and it's almost like an instinctive movement. And on the pedestal of one side beside the balcony, there is a glass case with a single white feather in it.
Feathers are talking to him
I'm
again.
trying to give incredibly detailed notes for is in like an Erendorf vibe pull, or is it just a pull of intrigue?
I would say that even your tattoos sort of flare up a little bit.
Okay.
Oh, damn.
I'm sorry. Zephyr is like actually the daughter of Erendor. I'm gonna lose my shit.
No, she does actually have a father.
Yeah, I know. I'm like, I know this is not where this is going, but this is all I can think of.
I'll approach the encased feather and just look over to Thresda. Is it okay if I have a look at this?
Sure. You know, sometimes that thing floats.
Can I open it?
I don't know. It was hers, so... And she's sort of like, I don't know.
I'll kind of like look over to Zeph and just kind of look for a nod of approval, because at this point I think we all know who she was to her.
I mean, Thresda might not, but
no, but us, like,
yeah. I mean, Zephyr kind of like shrugs, like, I mean, and then I think Zephyr would go towards the feather too, and kind of like touch the case, and say, I mean,
I'm not sure how to describe it, but I feel connected to it.
And she kind of looks back at Thresda and she goes, this will probably seem really crazy and stuff, but like, and then she like points over at Cal and she's like, he has like a bird spirit.
What?
Yeah, like he has this like owl man that talks to him sometimes. I don't really get it, but
no, you're just trying to fuck with. I mean, and she's like puts her hand up her mouth, like, oh,
just a naughty word.
Oh, just for funsies, could I have like my cloak kind of like come up as like an illusion with Erendor's face?
Sure. Yeah.
Just to sit, just to like have a kind of like looped in a little bit, but try and fuck with her at the same time.
She's like,
It just kind of.
Okay.
Yeah. Kind of a descendant / spirit companion at the same time. It's really weird. But yeah, he doesn't mean any harm.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And then Zephyr kind of shrugs and just goes, "Yeah, so like, because I kind of believe him if he says he feels like a weird pull to it,
Sure.
if that makes sense." And then she kind of looks at Callan and just goes, "Yeah, I guess, take a look at it."
Yeah, I'll proceed to open the case and inspect it.
Okay. As you sort of go to lift your hand off Zephyr, Kalanthar touches the glass at the same time, and this light begins to emanate out from the casing. So this cube begins to light up and up until you can't even see the feather inside, and begins to radiate outwards.
Oh shit!
And by the balcony, two spectral figures begin to materialize. It's too blurry to make out any specific detail of one person, but there is a female form, and kneeling in front of her looks like a warrior of some kind. He has a sword on his back. He seems to be wearing some sort of armor with a cloak that sort of trails beneath him. It looks like they're having some form of conversation, but it's all muffled.
Is this something that only Zephyr and
Oh no, everyone sees this.
everyone's seeing this? Okay.
Yes. Yeah, they're made of like this silvery light. It's almost like it's just out of focus. You can't tell what it is, other than that approximation.
Mm-hmm.
Reminiscent of when they released the spirit of
It does look very familiar.
what's his face. Mm.
If anyone can remember his name, I'll give you a point of inspiration. Thar.
Yeah.
He's like flicking through his book.
I want to say like.
Lutharan. There we go.
Oh,
Lutharan.
Yes.
I won't take inspiration though, because I did look at notes. Been a while since he's been mentioned. So out of focus.
Does it continue, or does it end kind of?
It almost looks like it's on a loop. It looks like these two figures, one is kneeling in front of her, they're talking, and then he goes to stand up, and then it like flickers and then starts again.
Uh-huh. And you said like we can't make out.
Yeah, it's like it's
like
just out of
what
focus.
he looks like, or
Yeah.
is there like what he's wearing? Is that discernible in any way?
It's discernible enough that it is some form of armor.
Okay, but not kind of recognizable in any regard.
Yeah.
This person, are we able to tell if they're dwarven, human, or and by human I mean dwarven or anyone taller than a dwarf?
They're definitely not dwarven. You
Right,
would guess
okay.
that maybe the female form is a little bit taller than a human might be.
Mhm.
Actually, a lot taller than a human might be.
Okay.
And then the man in front of her could
Oh,
be an
so
elf.
sorry. The female is not automatic. It's not It's not Zephyr's mom.
You don't know.
It's just
I would say
okay,
you
you
know
can't-
enough that in this room, in this context, it probably is her. And
Okay.
like I said, she's really tall, and
yeah.
that was one of the things you heard about
Mhm.
Casvira, was that she was really tall.
And then you said the man is
The man in
taller,
front of
or
her could be an elf, maybe. He's slightly taller than a human. That's about it.
Okay.
Or like the
Okay.
tall range of a human.
Mm-hmm. Okay. And then yeah, I guess after it's kind of played a few times, Zeph kind of like removes her hand and steps back.
It still keeps going.
I'll try to look into it there and in a second, but I'll let you finish.
And then yeah, she'd look at Cal and be like, "Has this ever happened to you? Did you do this?"
Well, I'm no expert by any means, but a similar thing happened when we found the Shard of Luthoran in the tomb.
Right.
Not to the same degree, but I can try and ask Erendor to see if he has an idea.
And she goes, "Yeah, please." And then she turned to Thurston and say, "Do you know who that is?"
What, to Thresda?
Yeah.
Oh, she's like mouth agape, just like staring at all of this happening.
She's the child we talked about earlier. Like, what? Like,
Yeah, just like
having witnessed
oh
something
my
like truly
god,
bizarre.
like, oh! Yeah.
Okay, so yeah, she's no use in this situation. Yeah, she turns to Cal and goes, "Yeah, if you could ask your bird man."
I'll kneel down on the while still holding on to it, just try and concentrate a little bit more, and then I'll ask Erendor, "Does this seem familiar to you at all? Is it someone from the Order, maybe?" And to see if he responds.
You watch as Kalanthar's eyes flicker into that of a bird, and his head sort of tilts.
Oh no!
Almost like looking at the spectral figures. And with your hand on the floor, you watch as the light from your tattoos begins to leak into the illusion, and it becomes a little bit more in focus. You can see the figure kneeling is regal and composed. He's like the image of a celestial being in his prime, only because of the silvery light. As it begins to come into focus, the figure standing before him, Zephyr remembers that is Veyron, that is Casvira, that she is every bit as beautiful as you remember, bathed in this silvery light. There's no color in this vision. She's looking down at the person beneath her. The balcony beyond seems to shift as the landscape changes for just everyone in the room. And you can see that it looks like they're standing in a field with blooming flowers. The figure kneeling. His armor is quite ornate. It doesn't look like it's fully plate armor. It almost looks like as he moves, like part of it bends slightly. But it's not Lutharan you see, but a figure with like this long braided hair backwards, pointed ears. His face not yet scarred. His teeth not yet fang. As a small otter is perched by his leg. The figure kneeling sort of bows his head to Kasvira. And it's only when he opens his mouth that you begin to hear this interaction. You guard the gate between the dream and the waking. But in these peril times, even the dream can die. Let me stand beside you. You are not of this place, Brakul. If you kneel here, you will not rise the same. If you sacrifice this, you will bear its weight beyond time. And he sort of lowers his head. And then the vision repeats itself again.
And Zephyr, like, as soon as she like realizes it's him, and then like has the name said, like, to confirm, like her head just like whips to Cal and is like, "I'm sorry, Brakul."
I'd say for you, Callan, he looks as you once wished you could in the mirror. He is pure and like a dream. Should be.
Does she look like any different in terms of like how Zephyr's seen her before? Like, so obviously the there's a difference between the Brakul that we have seen and this one in the in this, you know, image. Like, does it seem like it would have taken place before the vision that she's had of the sort of dream she's had of her and the Stormcaller?
She definitely looks as young as she did in that vision that you had with the Stormcaller.
Mm-hmm.
She's wearing a lot more. It looks a lot more Celtic in her garb. It's less.
Okay.
As Thresda described, it's less floating and beautiful. It's like rugged. It's beautiful in its own way, but it's rugged and grounded, and it looks purely natural. There's a lot of
like probably heavier.
Yeah, and she is wearing the circlet that you are. I should have said that first. She's wearing the circlet that's on your head in that vision.
Let's see. Sorry, I can't remember if you said before where it's taking place. Are we able to see any detail of like the room?
Do you want to make me a perception check?
Yes, I do. That's a 12.
Okay.
It's a room.
As you sort of like move your head, you watch as like the vision almost shifts with it, like it's holographic almost. In the distance, amongst this field, is a vast tower of crystal. And in the sky, in the far distance, you see maybe 20 different people clash together mid-flight.
Oh. I thought you were like, in the sky, in the distance, you see what maybe looks like a dragon. No.
I mean, if you'd rolled higher, maybe.
And okay, people fighting in the sky. Damn.
Yep.
Okay.
I will say,
and then
even with that lower roll, where they're standing looks like a tent in the foreground.
okay.
And then you can
Right.
see them with the field and then the background.
Sort of like a commander's tent.
Possibly.
Possibly.
If she'd rolled higher, I could
Yeah.
comment
Yeah.
further.
Yeah. Cool. Okay. A tent with some sort of battlefield potentially.
Yes.
Yes. Okay.
You know,
Zephyr's still like looking between the like I think like the like obviously you know she's there and looking for you know traces of her mother here, there, and everywhere. But like right in this moment, she's mostly just shocked that Brackle is like there looking as he's looking, and then it's like, why is he there with her mom? And then kind of like looking between it and like Talon and being like, is this like a normal way? Wait, does Zephyr knows that Brackle is like what he is, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Because we kind of went through a thing of like, you guys thought I was the BBG for a little bit because of it.
Right, yeah. Yeah, she kind of like looks at you and then looks at, because do your people, can you look like that? Is this a normal thing? He doesn't.
Yeah,
He doesn't.
it's Brackle was one of the best of us, but he fell pretty hard. I don't know why, but we all looked up to him until he turned.
Yeah.
It's kind of not really spoken about anymore. He's still on the Hall of Heroes back home, but
As you say that, the vision or the illusion shifts, and you can see what looks like Lutharin running towards something as Brackle goes to grab him in the shoulder. He sort of shrugs it off. And as he touches whatever he's reaching for, there is this huge explosion, and the two bodies are thrown, sort of spinning in the air across the sky. As that explosion finished, a twisted spectral shadow, coiled in silver and black, rises from the floor. Sort of eyes ablaze with hollow white flame, and sort of begins to lunge its hand that's long and luminous and clawed, and it begins to move it as almost like it's gonna cast something at the two of you. This figure is very much not an illusion as it sort of rises out of their gone spectral bodies. What would you like to do?
I think as soon as before you mentioned the like the thing that's appeared to them had no, did you say it had no color to it?
It was all made of the same light, so that you couldn't discern what colors people were wearing.
But this thing that's appeared before them, is it?
It's black.
Of like the same. It's black, so
It's
it's
black.
very starkly different.
Very starkly different, yes.
Okay, so as soon as Zephyr's like, that is not of this, she immediately moves to put herself between it and Thresta.
Amazing. What are the other two doing?
So, first thing I wanted to ask was, before this kind of like transpired, when we were like looking at how things are going, I wanted to see if the battlefield that they're on was similar to the one I saw when we were under the big tree with the Fade guy. Yeah, it was like I saw the past battlefield, and he said like, "Don't make the same mistakes." It was the Eladrin guy.
Yeah, it's not the same one, but it does look similar.
Okay. I think as I see the vision start to shift, I'll kind of like stand between everyone and it, and just unfurl the wings and just hope for the best, because I don't want to see it have anything happen to the others.
Okay. Do you want to do anything in terms of an action?
What can I do? I don't know what I can do. I'm guessing as it's a shadow, I can't restrain it in any way, so...
Don't know until you try.
Screw it, I'll blood curse binding it. See if I can hold it in place.
Remind me?
As a bonus action, but I can upcast it, which makes it a full action, I think. No, it's still a bonus action.
No, you just take your blood mana.
1d4. Yeah, so 1d4. Do that quickly. 3. So they have to make a strength saving throw of 13, or they are restrained and cannot make any take any reactions until the end of my next turn. But as it's amplified, it's 1 minute, and it affects creatures of any size. The cursed creature can repeat the saving throw at the end of each of its turns to end the curse. And I'll also just ready an attack when it comes nearby with the rapier. If you allow a bonus action and action.
That is a fail. It can't move, and it can't take any reactions. Okay. Nim.
I am going to... I'm going to take out my Falcon Whip, and I'm going to hold an action for if it like breaks free of what Callan's just done, if it moves, that I'm going to try and basically try and hit it with the whip to see if things will actually hit it, or will all these weapons that we have do nothing, because you said it was kind of shadowy, so she's basically if it starts moving again, am I just dropping my weapons? Are they actually helpful or not? Is what she's trying to work out. But she doesn't want to aggravate it if it's stuck there.
I will say it's hostile. You already know that.
It's what?
Hostile. It's going.
Oh,
to
hostile.
attack.
Yeah. Okay.
The only reason I can, obviously, it is going to this stuff is evil. There's no way to be like, oh, it could be okay. It is going to attack you, and it is very reminiscent of what happened in the vault. Like, very much.
Then, yeah, she's not gonna hold it. She's just gonna fucking whip it.
Fucking whip
And
it.
see what happens.
Whip it! Do you want to grapple him?
If I can, then yes.
Okay.
If that is something that I can do, then that
Yeah,
will
you
be
just
something
roll
she is trying
your
to do.
roll to hit.
So
and
that's
then
14.
is a hit.
Wonderful.
And then your damage, and then he is grappled.
So that is 9 damage, and he is grappled. Can I use my bonus action to like pull him towards me, or
Currently restrained in place by the blood curse, so I don't know whether you can move him or not. I don't know how that works. With
They can't move, but they can be moved.
Okay.
so if I like you, because I haven't used any movement yet, so if I take a few, can I like take a few steps like away from the others and like pull him towards me away from them?
Sure.
Or is that too much action? Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Then I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna do that because that is something that Nim would do.
Yeah, so make me a athletics check, please.
Please don't fuck me over, dice. You're actually good at athletics, Nim. 16.
I rolled a 4, so yeah. As you watch this, the spectre begins. It looks like it's moving its hand, and you can see this ball of energy begin to charge beneath the hands. The blood curse of binding hits it, and it like pauses, and at the same time, this whip wraps around some portion of what looks like this ichor-filled, almost a skeleton, and like begins to like drag it 10 feet towards Nim, just slightly out of the way of you guys. He can't do anything because he's useless. Yep. Okay. Callan, can you make me an Arcana check? And Zephyr, can you roll a percentile dice for me, please?
Yes.
I have to ask, is it a Fae Fiend or undead?
I would consider this... It is a piece of a dead person, so maybe, yes, I can say that you have advantage. Your DC will be...
Well, I rolled an 8 and a 9, so...
Oh, well, it was going to be 18.
I don't think it helps.
Awkward.
Mine was a 58.
58. Okay. I'm just gonna go in terms of everyone who moved first. So Zephyr, what would you like to do as this is happening?
Zephyr's gonna turn to as they like run, like hide. And then we'll wait, no, it's not what let me get a deal. I'm mostly like, want to do this? It's like, am I going to deal damage to somebody else? Let's go with that. Yeah, got no chance to really use it. Cast Chromatic Orb.
Okay. Absolutely.
Lightning damage, of course.
Lightning!
Okay. Let's see if it hits.
You got this.
That's a 16.
Hits.
Okay, and then that's 13 points of lightning damage.
Lightning.
Zephyr kind of like, I guess like throws her hand out, like, and this like ball of lightning, just kind of forms in her hand, and just like she throws it directly at this, black, shadowy thing.
How many d8s did you roll? 3.
Yeah.
If you roll the same number on 2, roll them. Make an. I would say that usually you wouldn't be able to do this, but because of where we are, you can roll again to see if the orb will like hit him, roam around, and then hit him again. Because you rolled 2 6s.
Oh. Okay. So wait, roll
To hit.
Would I wait? Roll to hit again, right?
Mhm.
Okay. Oop. 11.
Awesome. Love it. 11.
11.
11. Calenthar.
How far roughly am I away from it at the minute? Is it like melee range, or is it like enough to use the bow?
15 foot. You can use the bow if you want.
Okay. Part of me really wants to go touch it just to see if there's a reaction, but it's a bad idea. I really want to go up to it and just shocking grasp it like by the throat, but I'm not gonna. not yet. Not yet. I will do my blood maledict. Ignite the stringer by bow, so that's 1d4 damage to me. That's my bonus action, and then I will shoot you with the longbow. That's a 16 to hit.
16 hits.
9 plus 9 piercing plus 1 lightning.
Cool. And Zephyr, can you make another percentile roll, please? And Nim, it's your turn.
That's a 73.
Cool.
Nim will. What will Nim do? Is it still grappled in her whip?
Mm-hmm.
Then she's gonna like continue pulling it towards her. And would that, to pull it towards her, would that be action, bonus action?
Bonus action.
Bonus action. Okay, cool. And then, yeah, so she'll pull it towards her.
Well, actually,
and then,
technically, it's already grappled, so all you would need to do is just move further away, and you can drag it with you with half speed. So
okay,
when you even get closer to you, you can just move it away from the others.
Yeah, okay. I will... yeah, I'll take a couple more steps and like drag it with me.
Mm-hmm.
And then I would like to... What would I like to do? I would like to use my other hand, because I think the Falcon Whip is one-handed.
It is, yeah.
Yes. Use my other hand to grab a hand axe that's at my belt and like swipe at it if it's close, I'm assuming I can get it close enough to reach me.
You can throw the
That I
hand
can
axe
like
at
reach. Wow. Okay, yeah, I'll just throw the hand axe at it. I will throw the hand axe at the thing. Or I won't, because that's an 11.
No, that's a miss.
Yeah.
You just ping it and it like flies off, sort of clangs against the stone wall. It's hard to throw with your left, okay?
It is. It's very hard to throw with your left.
Or in my case, it's hard to throw at all.
Zephyr,
Yes.
what would you like to do?
What is Theresa done in the meantime? Did she hide? Did she run?
She's
Did she go?
cowering behind the four-poster bed.
Okay, good. Yeah, Zephyr's gonna like in terms of even with this thing like very well taken care of by the others in terms of like keeping it from really going anywhere. She's still gonna kind of arrange her body in the room so that she's always between it and Thresda.
Make me a perception check while you're doing that.
We'll do perception.
I really hate myself for not putting
19.
With a 19, you can see she's got her hands together. It's almost like there's something in it, and she is whispering, sort of like looking at you guys, like cowering back behind the bed, and it's like she's whispering, almost like praying into her hands. But yes, continue.
Okay, and she is going to what is no. Do not want to hurt my friends. Gonna go in again with the chromatic orb, with some lightning, but this time a slightly higher spell slot. So
amazing, yeah, go for it.
Yeah, she's no, it's a 9
to hit.
Yep.
Okay, and go and Howard and roll me another percentile dice, please.
These percentile dice. What is going on? Secretive DM. It's a 46.
Cool. As you sort of fire off that chromatic orb, the spectre disappears and sort of reappears face to face with you, snarling. And you can feel like this waft of like necrotic energy as it's like, I was the keeper of dreams, and it goes to put its arms around your throat. However, the air in the room shifts all at once. There's a metallic taste, almost like the scent of ozone. And then just a crackle of thunder. As a line of white-blue lightning splits the chamber from one end to the other, it strikes the spectre full in the chest, exploding it outward in a bloom of vaporous light, as this silvery wisp sort of shoots up and goes through the ceiling.
How big was this wisp?
I would say I don't know. Not too big.
Like
Hiku.
no, but I mean like hand sized. Like-
It's like it's like basketball sized. Yep.
Okay. And it like just emerged from nowhere.
The lightning. Yeah.
Yeah. And then the wisp went through the ceiling.
Yeah. Like there's the hiss of where the lightning struck. The marble is steaming faintly, and there's a perfect line of like glassy fusion along the floor. One of the light silk curtains is slightly on fire, and there's like a hole in the middle of it.
Like the Zephyr looks around and goes, "What?"
As you do that, sort of looking the way that it came. Standing on the balcony, moving as if she were borne aloft by the air itself, as her feet gently touch onto the stone. Her silks woven from moonlight and the palest hues of blue and grey. The air around her no longer stifled by the thick heat of the mountain. It was the higher air of coastal open skies, fresh and clean. It's like a hint of rain. All the torches bending inwards as their flames flicker in supplication to the wind that stirs around her hair. Her hair is white as mountain frost, tinged by streaks of blue rivers that falls long past her shoulders, moving in soft waves. She has the face, the quiet symmetry that Keenan has of elven kind, like very high-boned and luminous, and beautiful, clear, grey-blue skied eyes that like crackle almost. Resting against her collarbone, hanging from a single teardrop of translucent crystal, is a silver chain, swirling with faint motes of light within it. Her sleeves fall wide with hems embroidered with filigree of silver thread, and her corset, a complete, full piece of bright blue steel, accompanied with long, drifting pieces of blue silk. As she is finishing her spell with her hand raised, that sparkle of static electricity rolling over her arms. You can see on one portion of her arm is like a delicate silver depiction of clouds and air movements that have been tattooed into her skin. As she's sort of out of breath, and then looks at Zephyr. And drops the hand. So much light, yet no air to breathe. Hello, daughter.
Zephyr's mouth is agape. So she's still not blue. Unless 4 hours has passed, I don't know. Yeah, she's very shocked, and she goes, and then I think she'd like turn to like look at everybody else and see if everybody else is seeing the thing that she's seeing.
Yeah, you sort of look around. Everyone else, like Keenan, who was he like stood up to go to fight, tripped, fallen back on the chaise longue, and is now trying to like collect himself. He's like one hand back, just like mouth open, staring at this vision of stormy beauty before him. Sort of pass round, and as you like check back to see if Thresda's okay, you see she's like looking at you, and in her hand where she was like cupping it, there's a small blue crystal that's like slowly losing its color. And she like gives you a very coy, it's almost like an apologetic smile, as if
like very sheepish.
Yeah, like sorry.
Yeah. And then like with seeing that you know, she's not having a she's not imagining this, she just kind of goes, why, I thought you were dead.
I apologize. I didn't know you were coming. I thought you were still in the city with your father.
I haven't been in the city for a while.
I can see that.
And she's like, you know, how everything is all the thoughts are like hitting her. She's like, so many things are running through her head, and then she's just like doesn't know what to focus on, and eventually she just settles again on, so why does everybody think you're dead?
Because they tried to kill me. And we had to make sure that we could figure out who it was. And why.
And Zephyr nods and goes, yeah, the Seneschal.
That makes a lot more sense.
He tried to kill us too.
You see, like, there's a moment where all of the grace and composure drops completely, and she crosses the room in an instant and is like standing almost frozen, as if she wants to hug you but doesn't want to do it without you allowing her. It's like if you wanted to, if you see like an artifact that you really want to touch, you know, it's so fragile that you could break it.
Height-wise,
she is 8'5".
Oh my god.
She is
That's a tall lady.
Tall woman.
Big lady. I don't even remember how tall Zephyr is, but I doubt it's over 6 foot.
You are 5'7".
Yep. This woman is like 3 feet taller than her.
I would
Zephyr's
say
just like...
I would say as she's like, she realizes the difference, she's like, oh, and then there's a moment where like the silvery light encompasses like an outline of her form, and it slowly shrinks her so that she's about 6'2".
Okay. And then I think with like her being so close, and she's made herself look less, not scary to Zephyr, but I guess less imposing. There's a moment where Zephyr finally like is accepting that this is real, and just there's a very watery sounding "Mom."
And then she like pulls you in. As she does, she like strokes part of your hair, almost absent-mindedly. I wanted to check on you, but I promised your father I'd keep you safe. And, well, I couldn't have anyone scrying on you. And it's there where you feel the weight of the necklace. And sort of connect what she said and what you're wearing.
Mm-hmm. Right.
And that's where we're going to end the session. I hope you guys had a great time, and we will pick this up, hopefully, next week, with another episode of the Stormcaller's Fury. Thank you very much for joining me. This has been my Wyrdcast. Say goodbye, guys.
Bye.
Bye, guys.
Bye, guys.
Bye.
Eternity's a gift, they say, to never cross the veil. This life I try to savor, and I try to know